Welcome to your Foundations of Yoga class. This will be about an hour-long class, and the purpose of this class is to challenge and strengthen the body, but also bring you a sense of centering when you sync your breaths with your movement. Throughout this class, I'll be guiding several different variations that you are able to take. And I want you to be the one who's empowered in your own body to make the choice that suits you today in this moment. There's no right or wrong pose. It's more about the sensations and how you feel in your body while you explore. Regardless of how you're taking this class and sitting or standing, I encourage you to gather all of your props, including a yoga block, a strap, which can be a yoga strap, or it can be a gait belt maybe that you've used before, or a clothing belt that you might wear. I want you to grab a yoga mat or some thick surface like a rug in your home if you're going to be using a mat, a chair or a wall or a counter nearby just to help you stabilize in addition to the chair that you might already be sitting in. From here, you can pause the video and gather those things and set up your space, and then come back and meet us when you're ready, okay? So to begin class, we'll start in our neutral pose. So either sitting on the mat or sitting in your chair. And just begin to soften your gaze, close your eyes, if that feels right. And without changing anything at all, just tune in with your breath. Notice the quality and the duration of your inhales and your exhales. You can shift your weight side to side a little bit, either sitting in the chair or on the mat. Make those movements smaller and smaller until you find your perfect center. And then do the same thing. Lean your weight forward and back and make that movement smaller and smaller until you find center. Feel nice and grounded here. Now you can keep your hands in your lap or bring your palms together at heart center, whatever feels right. And we'll just breathe here together. Inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, empty your lungs fully. This is the part of class where we can set our intention. I invite you to approach this class with curiosity and exploration. Use the cues and the guidance that feels right in your body today in this moment to discover something new about yourself, about yoga, anything you like. It's yoga practice, not yoga perfect. So approach this as a form of play. Not too serious, okay? Good. Inhale to seal our intention to be curious and explore. And exhale fully. Good. Lift your gaze. And we'll begin to move into child's pose. So if you're sitting in a chair, like my friend here, I invite you to grab an additional chair for some support. If you're sitting on the mat, just come into a kneeling position and move your knees apart, your toes together, knees out wide, and just walk your fingertips forward on the mat. If you're in a chair, begin to crawl your fingertips forward as much as is comfortable. Wherever you are, it might feel better to place a pillow under your torso just to support as you fold forward and down. Good. Under your head here can feel good as well. Wherever you are, relax your shoulders and sink your hips down into the mat or the chair. Beautiful. Inhale here and exhale fully. One more deep breath. Let your hips sink into the mat. And good. Now on your inhale, slowly spider crawl your fingertips up to lift your torso up. You can move your hands into your shoulders and begin to press up. Come into a kneeling position if you're on the mat or cross-legged. It can also feel good to sit on your knees and put a block under your sits bones, if that feels right for you. Good. Remove the chair and pillow so we can see. Good. We'll take some neck rolls just to warm up. So just find our neutral pose right where we started class, or a comfortable seat like our friend Kyle here. And just begin to first drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. Soften your shoulder away from your ear. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Good, now move your chin towards your collarbone. Breathe slowly here. And then move your chin towards that sternal notch, little spot at the top of your breastbone. Breathe in and out. And shift your left ear toward your left shoulder, and sink your right shoulder down and away. Breathe in and out. If it feels right and comfortable for your body, you can begin to look up at the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades sink down your back. Gaze up. Now slowly with breath, we'll just take 2 big circles to the right on your own. If anywhere feels a little tight and you want to stay there for a moment, please do so. After you take 2 rounds, meet me in center and we'll go the other way. Good, now we'll go slow. Just sink your left ear towards your left shoulder. Breathe here. And your chin to your collarbone. And then chin toward your sternum, any amount. Should you check in with your shoulders, maybe you need to, give them a little love, remind them to relax. And ear to your right shoulder. And then if it feels all right in your body to gaze up, look up. You can always take half circles if that feels better. And just take 2 more slow circles to the left on your own. Once again, I invite you to pause anywhere where you feel a little tightness. Good. We'll meet in neutral when you're ready. And just take 2 shoulder rolls back. So inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears, and then exhale, sink your shoulders down your spine. Good. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, sink. Awesome. Moving on to cat-cow, so we'll start to sync our breath with our movement here. So if you're sitting on the mat, begin to find yourself in a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Good. And if you're sitting in the chair, just sit up nice and tall here. Just check in with your feet that your knees are stacked over your ankles. Good. Wherever we are, let's just check in with our midsection. Use that part of the body to support the spine. Lift up or lengthen if you're in tabletop. Good. Now inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly forward and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, gaze up. Good. Exhale, cat. Without moving your hands, push your thighs, the floor away, around your shoulders, chin to chest. Good. Keep moving with breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Round and curl. Good. 2 more with your breath. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, chin to chest, push your thighs away. Good. And just 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Just warming up the spine. Come back to neutral pose or tabletop when you're done. Good. If you are in tabletop, find your way to a comfortable seat again, so you can sit on a block in a kneeling position, or a nice cross-legged position can feel good. For us in the chair, just sit up nice and tall. Find that neutral position with your hips. Breathe in and out. I'll take a side bend. So inhale, lift your left arm up over your head. Whenever feels okay, you can leave your left arm in your lap if that feels right. Good. The purpose is that we're finding length in the left side body. So inhale, find length, then exhale, reach over to the right. Good. You can place your right hand by your right hip if you're on the mat. Reach forward and down. Good. Beautiful. Use your inhale to rise all the way back up. Bring your hands back to your lap and we'll switch it out. So inhale, reach your right arm up overhead. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Once again, you can place your left hand by your hip. Turn your palm down to face the floor. Spread your fingertips apart. Gorgeous. Good. Relax your shoulder. Again, focus on the sensation. So once you start to feel a lengthening here, you're in the pose. That's great. Good. Now on your inhale, use that inhale to rise all the way back up. And find neutral pose at heart center. Good. Okay, ground down, sit up nice and tall. And take a twist here. Inhale, place your left hand either on your right knee or on your left knee if that feels better, if this is too deep. And sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the crown of your head. Then exhale, twist to the right. And you can place your right hand on your hip, on the back of the chair, on the floor next to your hip behind you. Wherever you are, breathe in, lengthen, and then exhale, twist a little deeper. Check in with your left hip, ground down through that hip so that you're really getting this twist through the spine. Gorgeous, good. One more inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, twist a little deeper. Slowly on your inhale, without slingshotting, come all the way back to center. Good. Just wiggle that out a little if you need to. Good, we'll take the other side. So our sides are different. They're not always equal. So really explore, the hand placement on each side of your body, okay? So you can place your right hand on your right knee, your right hand on your left knee, on the outside of the leg. Inhale, lengthen here first. And then exhale, twist to the left. You can place your left hand on your left hip, on the chair behind you, or on the floor behind your left hip. Inhale, lengthen wherever you are. Squeeze your belly button in. And then exhale, twist a little deeper. Gorgeous. Once again, check in with your right hip. Is it lifting up or is it sinking down? You might come out of the pose to ground the hips more, and that's okay. The purpose is that we're finding twist and length through the spine more than anywhere else. But if this also feels good in your body, please, by all means, stay there. Good. Once again, inhale through the crown of the head, and exhale, twist just a little deeper. Good. Slowly on your inhale, without any rush, come back to center. Good. How are we feeling? Good, everybody? Good. Okay. We'll take our sun salutation A. So this is where we start to link our breaths with our movements, okay? So we'll move through it slow, and then we'll move through it one breath per movement together. So yeah, Kyle, if you want to find a standing position, and here's where you might find it beneficial to use your chair or counter or wall or stabilizing surface for balance. So once you're all set up, good. So find your neutral pose in standing, just place or sitting, ground down through your feet. And we can do that shift again, forward and back, just to find that neutral position. And then side to side, and make those movements smaller and smaller until you feel even in your hips or in your feet. Good. Wherever we are, squeeze your belly button in and up. Good. Lift your rib cage up and out of your waist. Nice. Sink your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Good, check in with your shoulders, relax them down your back. Awesome. Turn your pinkies forward and your thumbs away. Always sink them away, yes, good. Gorgeous. Inhale here, find length. Exhale, sink through your feet, feel grounded. Good, now exhale, forward fold. So from here you can walk your fingertips down your thighs and down your knees. Have a nice generous bend in your knees if you're standing. Good. Work your way towards the floor. Let your head hang heavy. This might be a nice place to use a chair for support or balance if you need. You can also grab a block and put it under your hands to bring the floor up closer to you. This can also be a large book, whatever you have at home. Good, wherever you are, just let your head hang heavy and breathe. Good, now listen, inhale, halfway lift. Place your hands on your shins, your knees, or your thighs, and isometrically pull your chest forward towards the front of the room. Nice flat back, gorgeous. Breathe here. Exhale, forward fold, release, sink down again. Inhale and exhale. Now on your inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose. Big movement here. Reach your arms up. And exhale, either palms to heart center or back down to your lap. Nice, gorgeous. So now we'll take that one breath per movement, moving a little bit faster. But of course, if your movements at home are ahead of my cue or behind my cue, please feel free to take the pace that suits you, okay? So inhale, mountain, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Fold over your legs. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, gazes forward and down. Exhale, fold, release. Good. Inhale, rise, mountain, arms up over your head. And exhale, palms together, heart center, good. We'll take it 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward, fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold, soften. Big movement, inhale, mountain, rise, all the way up. Exhale, palms together, heart center. Good, one more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, down. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that length. Exhale, fold, release. Let it all go out the crown of your head. Inhale, big movement, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, palms together at heart center and down. Good. Everybody feel nice and warmed up? Awesome. Draw your palms back to your mat. Okay, so now we'll move into some leg stretches just to prepare us for our next zone of class. So if you're standing on the mat, this would be a good place to either move to a chair or come back down to the mat. This is also a great place to grab a block or a strap. I'll get it for you, Sheila. And we'll start with a nice hamstring stretch. So kick your leg out in front of you. If you're in a chair and this is good and you don't have a strap, stay. This is excellent work. If you are sitting on the mat or in the chair, good, kick your leg out forward. Wrap your strap around your foot and grab for the strap. Now push into the strap with your legs so that your quadricep, the big muscle on the top of your leg, turns on, so protects the back of your leg as you open it. Good, if this feels good, stay. If you're sitting in the chair and want a little more, you can kick into the strap so much that your leg lifts up. If you are sitting on the mat, you can pull on the strap and offer your heart towards your ankle, lean forward with a flat back. Good. If this is too much to be totally with a straight leg, you could bend your knee a lot. You can also support under the knee with a block, if that feels better for opening in the back of the leg. Gorgeous. Take 2 more deep breaths on your own, wherever feels good. We want to give our body time to lengthen and open, right? We don't want to just go super quick and move on out of it. Exhale, release everything. Good, and we'll switch sides. Just a reminder, check in with yourself, right? Not every side is the same. So we might need a different setup on one side versus the other, and that's completely beautiful and okay. All right, so on this side, kick your leg out. Stay here if that's good for you. If you want a little more, take the strap. You can lift your leg up. You can bend your knee, lean your heart forward. If you're sitting here like me without a strap, you can also just lean forward right here. Get a little more out of it. Breathe in and out. Really turn on your foot, move your toes back towards your knee. Good. This can accentuate the stretch, make it a little more intense. Find the sensation that feels right for you today, right now, because that's what's correct. Good. Now inhale, slowly rise, and exhale, release. Good. All right, my friends, if you're on the mat, pop back up to standing. Good. Whatever way to get there, if that feels right for you. And if you're sitting on the chair, we're going to turn and face the left side of the room. Okay. The right. That's okay. We'll do the right. That's fine. If you're standing, I want you to stand at the top of your mat with your feet about hip-width distance apart. Up here, Kyle. Good. Feet about hip-width distance apart so that you're nice and grounded stance here. Same with sitting, right? Our knees are in line with our hips and our knees are stacked over our ankles. Good. Excellent. And we'll take warrior one. So place your hands on your hips to stabilize, and then step your left foot back behind you. Good. You can take this stance as wide as feels comfortable. I'm going to help move you, Sheila, back here. Good. Good. Check in with your front knee as it's stacked over your ankle. Good, Kyle. You can use the chair for support wherever feels comfortable. And just bend into that knee. Make sure the knee does not go past the ankle. Good, and rotate your toes about 45 degrees towards the front of the room if you're standing. Excellent. Everyone, put your hands on your hips and rotate them towards your front leg. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. If you feel comfortable here, you can reach one or both arms up over your head. You might want one to stabilize you, and that's great too. Inhale. Draw your lower rib cage in and down. Sink your shoulders away from your ears. Check in with your breath. If your breath is really heating up here, it might be good to back out of it a little bit. Check in with what your breath is telling you as you're trying on these new poses. Good, inhale. And exhale, release. Just step your feet together. Good. And then we'll switch sides. So if you're sitting in the chair, we'll just switch our ways. Move this stuff for you. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Gorgeous. Now, same thing here. First, just find that grounding in your stance. We just did a really big pose in the body, so let's come back in. Okay. Now, step your right foot back behind you. So out and back if you're sitting in the chair. If you're standing, I want you to make sure that your feet are on railroad tracks, not a tightrope, because that'll make it easier to balance. Check in with your feet. Your front toes are under your knee, yes. And your back toes are coming back out here. Does this feel okay, Sheila? Good. Use the chair to support you if you need it. Stack your knee over your ankle. And check in with your hips. Twist towards your front knee. Good. Stay here if it feels good. Or take the arm variation. Reach one or both arms up over your head. Gorgeous. Wherever you are, sink your rib cage in and down. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Energize through your fingertips. Gorgeous. Good. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Just come back to neutral. Step your feet together to touch. Awesome. Now, those of us sitting in a chair will switch and face the front. My friends on the mat, if you're standing, take a turn and pivot towards the long edge of your mat. Good. And take a nice wide stance, either sitting in the chair or standing. Good. So we'll take this on the right first. So rotate your right toes out to the side. Good, and then check in with your feet so that your heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Good, so you want these toes to rotate just a little bit in. Awesome. Good, now from here, if you're standing, sink slightly into your right knee, just a little bit, yeah, good. So you don't really want your knee going past your ankle. If you feel that it's happening, that means maybe you can take a wider stance, and that's great. You always have your chair or your wall or your counter there for support. Good. If this feels good, stay. If you're ready to get the arms involved, reach them up to the sides. Good, and gaze over your right fingertips or your right shoulder. Good. Imagine if someone came up and pushed down on your arms, nobody could get you. Good. Gaze over your middle finger. Feel powerful here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your belly button in and up. Exhale. Hone towards the midline. And inhale. Bring everything back to center slow. So come out of it kind of just the way you came in. Turn your toes. And if you're standing, just keep a nice wide stance. Good. So we'll set up again to take it on the left. Bring your feet wide apart. Gorge. And turn your left toes out towards the side of the room. Good. Whatever feels comfortable, that's good, Sheila. And then step your left leg wide out to the side if you're sitting in the chair. Good. Yeah. Check in with your heel-toe alignment. So your heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Rotate your back toes in so that they're parallel with the edge of the mat. Good. If you're standing, sink into your front knee. Gorgeous. Rotate your hips forward now towards the front of the room. And then if this feels good and balanced, inhale, lift your arms up and gaze over to the left. Good, breathe here. And exhale. With every inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. With every exhale, think about how you can sink a little deeper, squeeze your core a little more, just to explore finding depth in the pose with each breath. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in and exhale. Release your arms and toe heel your feet together. Good. We're going to be moved towards a balancing pose. So if you're standing, turn and face the front of the mat. Good. And those of us in our chairs will place our feet on the floor. Good. It can sometimes help for this pose to scoot forward to the edge of your seat, just so you have a little more room to work with your legs. If you're standing and have the balance, draw your feet a little bit closer together. Good. So we'll take eagle pose. This is kind of a twisty-wisty one, but it's fun. Okay, so take whatever level that you feel suits you. So the first is lift your right foot up and just cross your ankles. Good, sit up nice and tall, stand tall. And then bend into your knees just a little bit if you're standing. Good. Now this is great. If you want more and add the arms, bring your arms out to the side. And then Sheila, just grab your left shoulder. Good, and then lift your elbow up. Yeah. Kyle, you can take the right if that feels good. Lift your elbow up. Or you can take the full twisty twist and cross your leg completely over. Wherever you are, lift your elbows up, but sink your shoulders away from the ears. Draw your rib cage down and in. Good, relax your elbows down. Good. Gorgeous, breathe here. Squeeze everything into the midline wherever you are. The point of this pose is to squeeze everything in, create a little bit of like a tourniquet effect so that when we inhale, release, reach your arms up, get nice fresh blood to all those joints. You can uncross your legs, Kyle, that might feel better. Good. Good. release. Everybody feel good? Okay, we'll take it on the next side. So get grounded again. And cross your left ankle now over your right. Good, and if you're standing, bend into your knees. Use the chair for support. Awesome, Sheila. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. If we feel good here, you can reach your arms out to the side. And now cross your left arm under your right. Yes. Give yourself a hug. Lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders, but sink your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Awesome. If you want to take the more stuff with your legs, you can cross your legs at the thighs and cross your arms at the forearms. Draw your palms together. Wherever you are, lift your elbows up in line with your ears. Sink your shoulders down. Squeeze your belly in and up. Squeeze your legs together. One more. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, squeeze. And on our inhale, we just fully release. Uncross your legs, lift your arms up, and come back down. Good, everybody. So begin to cool down. If you're standing, it might be nice to turn and face the wide edge of your mat so that you have the chair for some support. For us here, sitting in a chair, kick your legs out wide to the sides. Yes. Stand up nice and tall, star pose. Open your chest wide, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling, gaze up. Good, now exhale, forward fold so you can place your hands on your thighs, your shins, or on the chair in front of you. Good, draw your hips back, but put your weight in your toes. Lift up through your quadriceps so that you're protecting the back of your legs as you open. Good, it can feel good too here if you need it, and it might feel more right if you're sitting. You can place your hand, just this one, yeah. Either one. You can place your hands on the chair, just so you can get a little more support as you fold. Good. Inhales, yeah, good. And exhales. And take your time here, kind of just let the world spill out of the crown of your head, let your stress go. This is a good pose for calming the heart rate, slowing down. Good time to check in with where you've gone and what you've explored today. On your next inhale, rise up out of the pose, slowly crawl your fingertips up. Yeah, you place your hands on your hips to help your torso rise. Good. If you're standing, you can come to sitting on the mat. You can use your chair for support as you come down. We'll find bound angle pose. So if you're sitting, bring your feet on the mat, bring your feet together in front of you. And if you're sitting, move your feet together, but your knees out wide. This is a nice place to put blocks under your knees if you're sitting on the mat. You can also play with moving your feet more ahead of you or closer together. Good. Wherever you are, inhale, lift up out of your waist. And then exhale with this flat back, maintain, you can fold forward any amount. Take a couple breaths here. This is also a really nice place to let go and round forward all the way down if that feels good, especially on the mat. It's a good spot to just place a pillow under your head, just so you can really sink in and get a nice juicy stretch here. Good, take 3 deep breaths on your own. Inhale. And exhale. Just check in with your breath, the sensation in your body as we start to slow down from the work we've done today. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly on an inhale, begin to crawl your fingers up your legs towards your hips to come out of the pose. Good, you can take your props out of the way and If you are sitting, you can find yourself in a comfortable position, laying down on the mat. And if we're sitting, we can kind of just sit back in our chair, get comfy. Good. So we'll take another seated twist, kind of like we did at the beginning of class for us in the chair. But this time we're letting gravity do more of the work, and we're a lot more warm than when we first started, so we can explore the difference of how this feels in the pose. If you're on the mat, it looks a little different, but you should also have an opportunity to explore how twisting in your spine feels different from at this part of the class than from the beginning of class. So if you're laying down, yeah, put your feet flat on the mat and just drop your knees to the right. If we're sitting, we'll sit up nice and tall. Bring the left hand to the right knee and just gently twist to the right. If you're laying on the mat, bring your arms out to the side and gaze over your left shoulder just to complete the twist there. It can feel good if you want to go a little deeper to put your right hand on the outside of your leg. Just let gravity do the work. It might also feel good just to take this more easy if you're in the chair. Just kind of use the back support of your chair to support you as you twist. So not too much exertion here, more gravity helping us out. Breathe in, breathe out. You can just slowly rise, come back to center. If you are laying on the mat, bring your knees up to center, and we'll just switch sides. So place your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Sit up nice and tall if you're in the chair. If you're on the mat, drop your knees to the left. And we'll, on the chair, just reach our left hand back towards the back of our chair and use that to help guide us into a nice seated twist. Good. Again, if you're sitting, you can relax back into the chair and just kind of let the chair support you here. Let it hold you. Less about work here, more about winding down. Still feeling the fullness of the breath move in and out of the lungs, but with less control now. Could slowly come back up to center. And if you're laying on the mat, draw your knees back up. It can feel good to give yourself a little hug here. So if you're sitting, just give yourself literally a hug. If you're laying on the mat, you can draw your knees up to your chest if that feels good, and just squeeze everything in. Squeeze your face, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, final Savasana. Just let everything relax. This is the part of class where we just get to breathe. There's no work to be done but to keep your eyes closed. Let the thoughts move across your mind like clouds in the sky. Things might come up, that's okay, let it pass. But this is an opportunity just to let our to-do list go. Let the mind go, let your concerns go, and just let everything that you just did sink in. So close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. Without controlling the breath, just let it move in and out. And take a little guided meditation here. So inhale, squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet, squeeze your feet. And exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze your legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze your belly, squeeze everything in. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your arms. Exhale, release. Soften. Good, inhale, squeeze your face, make it tight, tight, tight in your face. Exhale, release, relax your scalp. Relax your face, relax your eyebrows. And just be. Take one whole minute here to just breathe. without changing anything at all in your breath. Just begin to notice the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your nose, that little space right in front there. Then slowly begin to touch your thumb across your fingertips and wiggle your toes. Move your head side to side. Slowly beginning to wake up. You're outstretched on the mat. Just draw your feet to the mat and roll onto one side. And if you're reclining in the chair, just kind of come up to a nice seated position. If you're on your side, just take a moment and then slowly use your arms to push yourself up to a seat that's comfortable. Keep your eyes heavy or closed if that feels good. Place your palms on your knees or together at heart center. We'll take one big breath together as a community. Inhale. Exhale it all out. You can draw your thumbs together at the space between your brow, your third eye center. Let me say namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate you for taking this time to explore and be curious. And I invite you to take this class again and again and try on new variations every time. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.